I've had several YouTubers ask me how I control this layout because they can't believe that I don't have DCC yet. Well, here's the control board and I'll explain what everything does. I did kind of a brief overview of this about a year ago, I think, but I didn't really get into a whole lot of detail about it. Basically, as you know, I have a double track main line. The main lines are right here. Everything on this side runs on this side of the board, and Rich runs everything on this side of the board. So all of the stuff that he runs are from his main line this way, everything on the inside. And then we have a few crossovers here in the yard. We got this one here. Actually, there's four. This one, the one down here, and then the interlocking up here on the bridge, before and after the bridge. Okay, power is supplied on my side by this Control Master 20. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard. There it is. There's the buttons for it. And there's the command bus that comes out of there. Now, I have a choice of running the walk around. As you can see, these A-B switches. B is the walk around, and I'll explain what this is all in a minute. And then everything else can be run on this Sound and Power 7000. We'll do this for Rich, he'll love it. Anyway, so there's the two power packs that I have running my side of the layout. Now, on this control board, how I did it was number one is kind of the opposite of the way you might think, but my trains all typically run this direction. So what I did is number one is for block 1, which is starting right here. There's the feeder wire, so it ends at that switch, the last one. Block 1 starts here, goes all the way down to here. Then block 2 takes over till it gets down to right here at this switch. And then 3 and so on. Okay, back to the control board. This set of switches runs the main line. This set of switches down here runs the yard. So I have 16 blocks on my main line, although I missed one here for some reason. I can't remember why, but I wired this back in 2001, and DCC was really expensive at the time, and I didn't want to invest in it, but I will do it at some point. It's probably going to take a little while. I want to do some testing on here first. So anyway, that concludes my side of the layout. Actually, one more thing I want to mention. It's really cool because you can run two trains simultaneously. Whatever's on A runs on this transformer. Whatever's on B runs on the walk around. And let's have a look at one of the control bus plugs. Okay, here's one of the control bus plugs. I have 4 on the layout, 2 on each side of the layout. They're basically RJ11 plugs, and Rich is on the top, and mine is on the bottom here. And you have to be careful not to double plug, especially on his controller, because it'll blow the it'll blow a diode or something in it. I've had to fix it once before because of that. I really don't care for the way Super Blue does their controller, but we'll get to that more in a few minutes. Okay, now we're looking at Rich's side. His is a little bit more complicated, but not much. His starts with number 1 here, which the first track is this one right here, and then it goes that way, because all of his trains go that direction normally. So correspondingly on the board, that would be the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th block, and so on and so forth. And these here are his yard blocks. Most of the time he doesn't run multiple controllers, he just runs the walk around, where a lot of times I will run both controllers. And for power, we have my old Tech 2 that's about 1987 vintage. I had to fix something inside of it, and I can't even remember what it was now. I think it blew a fuse or a diode or something in it, so I resurrected it. And his is a Super Blue, which if you can see there, and notice the little bit of spaghetti wiring we got going on here. Also, to make his a little more complicated, we have these industries over here on the layout, and this runs off this little controller. And again, we have AB switches, so you can run it locally off this controller, which if you got good units like Atlas, you can't run them slow enough on this controller because it's not that great. It's kind of a cheapy controller, but it works pretty good. You can run the Athearn switchers on there pretty well. It'll work good, because they tend to draw a little bit more current than the Atlas ones. But anyway, now on this control here, we have what I call world power and local power. When it's running off this controller, it's local power. Or if you want to run it on the walk around or the other Tech 2, either way, you flip these up to the A position, and then it's on world power. And then over here on the controller, one of these switches, I believe it's this one, controls that over there. So you can run those industries on 3 different transformers. It's kind of cool, but it's kind of confusing in the same sense. You have to be very careful that you get polarities right, especially when you're going off from one power source to another, because if you don't, you'll short the locomotive. And if it's one that's got a board, you could potentially cook it, which is not good. Yeah, so that's my control system. And now to talk about the things I like and dislike about it. The Control Master 20, I really like this transformer. I can put like 20 units on this thing and it'll run it. Of course the fan dims and that's amusing, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. But the thing I really like, and let's look at the controllers here. Okay, here are the controllers. The Super Blue's on the left, the Control Master 20 is on the right. One thing that's really cool that I like about the Control Master 20 is I can unplug the handheld from the control bus and leave it unplugged till the year 2029, and it will still maintain the same speed of the train, which is kind of cool, which is what it should do. The Super Blue, on the other hand, is basically an analog control, where the Control Master is more of a digital control. It's either on or it's off kind of deal, and it won't decay. With the Super Blue, if you unplug the controller and you leave it unplugged for any length of time, it will decay. The speed of the train will gradually start slowing down until finally it comes to a stop. Which, how they run the control, if you double plug a controller, you'll cook it, which I've done once before and had to fix it, because it runs the part of the control through that, and I don't like the way they do that. I don't think it was the best plan. But anyway, that's my system here in a nutshell. And as you've seen, it runs the trains fairly well. DCC would be better because it would give me more flexibility, and like I say, it will happen eventually. But I haven't gotten around to, I want to test this system, this layout, because I may have to change some wiring. And then, of course, the decoders for the locomotives. So, anyway. So, that's the control system. Hope you enjoyed the video, and please feel free to rate and comment. And I'll try to get back to all the comments from weeks ago that I haven't gotten to. I've just been really busy and haven't had the time to focus on this, other than just doing the videos and uploading them. So, thanks for watching.